Hey guys, welcome into another stream, and I'm sorry if tonight's stream is kind of gets uncomfortable. Isn't how I used to do everything and all that stuff. It's been hard the past couple days since Wednesday. My friend Zero, who you guys know, he's a big part of the stream. Whenever I play Dead by Daylight or play anything cooperative, he will always be like my player too. If my wife Delicious will not be joining me on those games, Zero will join in. He will play DVD, stuff like that, and he's been here like since the day one, since I started working on the stream. Since he was kind of like the person who's keeping me going with the streams when in the early days and stuff. And unfortunately, on Wednesday morning, Zero passed away suddenly. Like it was just completely out of the blue. Like it was hard. It was hard. Like I woke up Wednesday morning, and I actually kind of slept in on Wednesday morning, and I woke up and my wife got a message from Zero's wife saying that Zero passed away and for me to call her. And I called Zero's wife and she explained that Zero on the way, he was getting ready for work, he walked out the door and then he came back walking in and he just passed out. And they tried to revive him, paramedics tried to revive him, and nothing brought him back. And so I lost a close friend that day, and it's been rough the past couple days since then. Zero, to put in context, would be somebody that I would, if I'm not messaging my wife random stuff or talking to her, texting her stuff, I would be sending memes, sending cool things, links, videos, chatting with him on Messenger. Like I would just hit him up and he would just message me and it would just have a ongoing conversation, and it never ended until Wednesday. And so from here on out, though, and for the rest of the stream, I'm not gonna call Zero by his gamer tag. I'm gonna call him by his real name. That's something that I've been wanting to do on the stream, and is to call him by his real name. His real name was Donald. Donald Thomas Jr. I knew him since I'd known him since college, since 2008, 2009. Around that time, the story of how I met Donald was actually kind of unique in and of itself. He was actually a mutual friend of mine. So my close friend from high school, from elementary school and all that stuff, went to San Francisco State University, and I went to the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. So whenever, like, it was like a Friday or wherever it was, my friend who was at SF State would hang out with me, and then he would bring his friends from SF State with him, and one of them was Donald. So that's how I knew Donald way back when. And we would talk about things like we weren't really close back then in 2008, 2009 kind of thing. I was off doing my own thing, I had my own group of friends and stuff at the time and all that. And Donald was kind of like busy doing his own thing, going to school, going to college, and like also playing a lot of League of Legends. I remember that. I remember back then him and my other friend that knew him, they would constantly play League of Legends non-stop. From like, if they didn't have school, they didn't have work or anything like that, they would play it all day, kind of thing. They would play it all day from sunrise to sunset, basically, or until the next sunrise. Gaming on their laptops, playing it. And Donald played League of Legends so much to the point where his laptop back then broke, or something like that. Like, or something like that was the story he told me. Like, he's like, yeah, I used to play League of Legends a lot, to the point where like my laptop just died out. And I was like, wait, what? You could do that? That could happen? Like, yeah, thing. Voices, thank you for the condolences, I appreciate that. And so that was how I first knew Donald. That's how I first met him. That's how, like, I kind of like talked to him, but we didn't really click. We didn't really like hang out. We didn't really become close friends back then. Years went by, But life happens, stuff like that. Donald actually ended up getting engaged. He had a fiance at the time, and he had a friend who bought him a copy of Final Fantasy 14 for the PS4, and like the complete, up to that point, the complete Final Fantasy 14 um, game for him. And the goal was, the plan was for those two, Donald and his friend, to play Final Fantasy 14 together. And this is in 2019. Play Final Fantasy 14 together. It was like a wedding gift for him, and he was supposed to play with them. But for one thing or another, Donald's friend just bailed on him on that. And Donald knew that I was a huge Final Fantasy 14 fan. I kept talking about it ever since they released from like 2013 onward. They're like, hey, you guys should try this. You guys should play this. You guys should like do this and this with Final Fantasy 14. And Donald saw my Facebook post and he hit me up one day. He's like, hey, do you play Final Fantasy 14 and still and all that stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I do play Final Fantasy 14. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. I got this as a gift for my wedding, and like I was supposed to play with this friend, but I haven't heard from them, and I was wondering how did I start playing this game. And I told him everything. I told him to come to my server. The data centers, Ether, Adamentos, that's the data center and server for the game. And he came in, he played, he was a complete noob. He never played an MMO before or anything like that. He loved Final Fantasy. That was the thing. He loved Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that, but he never played MMOs. And so that was his first like jump into MMOs to really like get a handle of it. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna message. Hey, sorry about that. So that's how we started playing Final Fantasy 14. I was already far ahead in the game. I was waiting for, I believe, Endwalker to come out. So I already did Shadowbringers and I finished it, and I was just waiting for Endwalker to come out. It was like 2019, yeah. Endwalker didn't come out until like 2020, December 2020. So there's that. And then me and Donald, we would like spend almost every day playing Final Fantasy 14 together from 2019 until now almost. And or whenever there's a new update, new story update and stuff like that. And it I love that dude, but he sucked at finding AoEs and he admits it too. So he would get hit by AoE attacks, he would get hit by almost everything in the game. He would like, in the early days, he would literally like get attacked by one monster, but he'll target a completely different other monster, and the other monster gets archivated him, and he'll get like tag teamed on by two monsters when he didn't intend to fight them. And then I will constantly be there to like revive him and like fight alongside him and get rid of any of the hard challenges and try to make the game as easy as possible for him. But that's just Final Fantasy 14. After that, we started playing Dead by Daylight. We started gaming, playing stuff like Marvel Avengers and stuff. Like we literally connected as close friends from 2019 into 2020 into 2021, to the point where like we're just constantly talking every single day, sharing memes, sharing stories, talking about new video games, talking about movies, horror movies, comic books, and wrestling. I remember in 2020 we had this huge fight, this huge argument between WWE and AEW. I was WWE, he was AEW. We got into a huge argument. It lasted for like a week or something like that via text, and it was the funniest thing too. The only way that argument ended was because I was like, hey, I'm doing a horror night and I'm playing DVD, come join me. He's like, all right, cool, I'll be there. He just joined up on voice chat. Like we didn't really solve the argument whatsoever. We just brushed it over and started going on our streams again. And but yeah, it's been hard, you guys. Like the past couple of days without Sarah. Like, take for example, just imagine anyone in your life you're constantly messaging, constantly reaching out to, constantly talking back and forth with, and then suddenly you can't do that. Like, it's not because the friendship ended. It's not because they moved away. It's not because of, it's just because they're not here anymore. They're not a part of this world anymore, and that's the part that I'm still processing. I'm still trying to figure out things. Like, I didn't even know how to do this stream. Really, to be honest, all I know is that I'm going to try to talk about him as much as possible, tell you stories of him, and then maybe at the end of the stream, in the last hour of it, it's just gonna be like maybe like an hour and a half stream, 2 hours stream. I'll just put up an old video from our horror nights that we used to do, like an early video from the horror nights where you hear Zero screaming, yelling, having fun, the way we remember him. If you guys are a part of this channel for many years, you guys know that Zero had that voice. Like, he always kept the conversation going when we talked to him. Like on the stream, I'll talk to him, we would talk back to me, we would like feed off of each other, talking about things, and he never missed a horror night. He never really missed a stream. Like, I reached out to him and I would be like, "Hey, I'm streaming," and he would just join in and be there and watch the stream, even if he doesn't have to. Thank you, Ichigo. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for the condolences. I know many of you guys are brand new to the channel. You guys don't really know Zero. No. For context, Zero is, or Zero, Donald, as I call him, as we should be calling him. We call him Donald. Okay, guys. I'm not gonna call him Zero anymore. So Donald, and Donald was a huge factor in me and my wife, me and Blacious, getting married, like, or being in a relationship and getting married. I don't know much of the details really of the conversation that my wife Blacious would have with Donald, but I do remember for a fact that Donald knew about like my relationship woes and like me trying to like settle down and stuff like that, and Donald would literally like, Blacious at the time was very hesitant in starting a relationship or anything like that, and Donald went up to her and talked to her and was like, "Hey, this and this, go for it," kind of thing. He was like that last little push for my wife to like, "Okay, let's enter the relationship." I think so. That right there, I'm forever grateful for Donald for doing that, and it was something that we reflected on the day that he passed away on Wednesday. That like without Donald, we wouldn't be together. To be perfectly honest. Like, talking about relationships, Donald leaves behind a wife, two twin teenage boys, and a 5-year-old son. The 5-year-old son, if you guys have seen my previous streams, you guys probably already know him. Donald will always talk about him. His son, Kai, would always appear in voice chat at times. He would just randomly like just sit next to Donald and talk so much smack to his father. It was kind of funny. And like Donald would be like, "No, Kai, no, stop, Kai, this, that, whatever," while we would game. And yeah, like it's wild how sudden it was. Really, like Zero was here. He wasn't. I didn't really like. I streamed on Tuesday, as you guys know, but he didn't join my stream. I did message him that night. I was like, "Hey, I'm starting a stream playing Dead by Daylight. More welcome to join." But I didn't get a response, and I took it as him just, being like falling asleep, and it was already like around 9:30 something at night. But he did show up in my wife's stream earlier in the day when she was playing Cannon Bridge of Spirits, and he dropped in, and my wife was like, "Am I tripping?" to a chat, and Zero was like, "Yeah, you're tripping," or Donald said that. It was one of the funny interaction right there. But we both took it like, "Oh, it's just Donald being Donald, and we'll talk to him later on or the next day," kind of thing. And then we woke up next day on Wednesday, and my wife got that text from Donald's wife saying that he passed away in the morning. And yeah, so it was hard that day. And I'm gonna share with you guys actually some funny stories of Donald when we were together. My personal favorite was, for those guys who know Dead by Daylight, um, the new at the time the new Resident Evil DLC came out, and it was an RPD map and stuff, and Donald had difficulties with the map. I remember that he had very much a lot of difficulties with the map, and I went to my wife and I went to Donald and I gave them both maps of the RPD, and I'd be like, here you go, study the maps, learn the layout of the maps. And then my wife's like, okay. My wife literally studied the map and everything. And then Donald, he said the most famous line that I want to put this on a shirt now. Now that I think about it, he said the most famous line of saying, I don't read maps, the maps read me. And when he said that out loud, that was live on the air. I don't know if what recording, what day it was, but it was live on the air. It was recorded, and I think I saved the clip. It's summer. I don't know, summer. And everybody, like, you could hear a pin drop in the chat, like in the group chat, and when everybody was talking, even in the chat inside the stream, everybody went, what? Like everybody just reacted like, what did you say? And that was like one of my favorite like moments. And I'm like literally like, did you just hear yourself? And he's like, yeah. And what makes it funny is that Donald in real life, he was a delivery driver. He had to use maps to like know his routes and stuff. So like it was one of those things where I'm just like looking back on it, I'm just like, what's going on? Hi Mystic, welcome in. Ishiga, thank you for being here, and Voices, thank you as well for condolences. And my wife has some fun stories too of Zero, or Donald. We're calling him Donald now from here on out, okay you guys? And then, I'm sorry I haven't given you guys any shout outs. I'm just kind of like lost in thought. Things and stuff.
I'm here. I just got back from dinner.
Yes, Blaze is right here. She just finished eating. I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna eat after I'm done with the stream stuff. I kind of want to do this with an empty stomach, just for my own health issues. Babe, what was one of the stories you had for Donald that was like from streaming? He said something else for you.
Oh,
the leader one.
Back in February. We were playing Dead by Daylight, and Shiva was like, oh, usually his main character in Dead by Daylight is Meg. And this time he joined and he was Halita. So she was like, oh, I see you're exploring, you're using a new character. And he was like, yeah, I gotta represent for Black History Month. And then I looked to see who he was using, and I'm like, she's Brazilian. And he's like, oh, my bad. So then he actually changed to someone, which is Elodie, and he's like, all right, I got the right one to represent Black History Month. But that was hilarious in that stream. I wish I could have saved it back in February, because it was so hilarious. Like, I don't know, it was just hilarious.
It was just a hilarious thing. Like, Donald was a character, you guys. Like, in terms of like when it came to the stream, when it came to us gaming, like you could have like you could play like one of those games, like we were playing Dead by Daylight, and you know, like I have hearing issues, right? Like I have my deafness, my hard of hearing, and then Donald, like in the heat of the moment, he kind of forgets, and then we're playing Dead by Daylight. He gets chased by a killer. Michael Myers, Ghostface, whoever it is, just pops up behind him, scares him. He screams, and it just makes me pop the gem that I'm working on when I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and I'm like, shit, man, what the hell? And then he's like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad. With the screaming, and he would scream a lot when we play Dead by Daylight. He screamed when we were playing Avengers.
Yeah.
Like the man had this voice. Like if you guys were watching my streams back then or anything, you knew it was Zero. You knew it was Donald. Like from his screams, from his mannerisms, from the way he's talking, from the way like we were like interacting on stream stuff. It was one of those moments like you just knew it was him. It's like the best way I put it. I told my wife is like, imagine if I was like the radio host, like the radio DJ host, and Donald was like my number two. He was like that other person who's just there feeding off the crowd, interacting with people, and stuff like that. And so Donald was a funny individual, and he brought life to the stream. So it's one of those things. Like, I'll show you guys a video of like the early days. He'll be screaming, he'll be yelling in this video. He'll be Donald like the way you guys remember him.
If you guys can hear like a buzzing sound, that's my little fan, and that's literally how
it is.
how it was with Zero.
You can say Donald.
How it was with Donald when we played with him, with his big ass fan in the background, like if he was about to take off or something.
Yes, it sounded like a jet engine, the fan. Like, we would sit down, we would game, it would be like in the summertime, and he would like have this giant fan. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's behind the chat right here. Like, I have my own fan, it's quiet, right? But for Donald, he had a big ass fan right next to him as he would sit down and game, and it sounded like he was sitting outside in the wind, or like a jet engine was next to him. And I remember we were playing, I don't know, Dead by Daylight, we were playing some game, and I had it, and like you just hear that sound in the background, and I'm like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's my fan. And every time he would say that, I said as a joke, oh, it's your only fan, I see. And he would like, shut up to me.
He'd be like, bruh.
He hated my dad jokes, guys. He hated the jokes I would give on stream.
This man.
Yeah. He'd be like, bro, this man, this guy. I can't with him. Whatever. And then he just shakes his head off and runs off. And then outside of gaming, outside of streaming and all that stuff, I unfortunately was not able to hang out with Zero, with Donald, as much as I would like in person, and I regret that now. Looking back on it with everything happening, like mostly because of health issues, or we're each individually busy with our own families.
Yeah,
so,
the time that he was gonna come to our wedding, he got COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately, when he was gonna come to our wedding, he got COVID, and he wasn't able to attend the wedding, and that kind of like, it was understandable at the time, but then it's also very sad to know he wasn't able to be there. Anyway.
But he was present. Like, he was present.
He was constantly there, like,
yeah.
messaging, talking, everything. Like, and I never, like, made him feel bad about it or anything like that. It was totally good. It was like water under the bridge kind of thing. Like, we understand. Like, it happens. And, like, I told him the story of how Donald was the driving factor to make our relationship a thing. Okay. I already mentioned it, but if you want to elaborate more on that, go for it.
No, I mean, it was just, he would, before me and Shiva were even a thing, he kind of like saw it, and he was like, blow. I would like to know that me and you are honest with each other. It's like, you and Shiva are together, like, you guys have a thing, right? And I'm like, Zero.
Keep in mind, I never actually, like, did he got both of us asking that?
Yeah, he kept asking both of us, but I wouldn't tell you anything, you wouldn't tell me anything, because I thought he was just asking me at the time, and probably you thought he was just asking you at the time.
It was like some like anime romance type thing going on, you know?
So he just kept insisting. He's like, blow. I know you have something with this man. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't, Zero. I don't want to cross that line, because at the time I cherished my friendship so much with Shiva. I didn't want to cross that line with him, because it wasn't, we never flirted, we never like anything. It was just a really nice friendship. I mean, we still have a nice friendship, but now it's more. So and he after that, when I explained to him, he's like, bruh, he's like, Blow, you got to give this man a chance. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Has he told you that he has feelings for me? And he was like, no, but I sense it, that you guys are gonna end up getting together or something. You guys are perfect for each other. And like, because of him. And then when he told me that he knew him from college days, that's when I'm like, all right, I thought he just knew him online, but once he got deeper into, like, we got deep in the conversation, there was personal stuff that I shared to him and he shared to me. So I'm like, okay, so that kind of gave me like a little hope at that time. I'm like, all right, maybe he is right, maybe it's just me. And if he does talk to me, like if he does, like if Shiva does profess his feelings towards me to me, I'm like, all right, I'll just give him a chance. But I was still hesitant when she was like, oh, I got feelings for you. I'm like, no.
And then I remember, like, how did we tell Donald that? Oh, before I forget, I did see there's a few guys to come in. Vito, welcome in. Kira, also welcome in as well. How did we tell him that we were together? It was like a month or later.
Oh yeah, it was like he's like, Blow, I thought we were honest with each other and you were gonna tell me you were gonna get with this man. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. It just, we got lost in the moment, but it just happened. And he's like, I knew you guys were gonna have something. And he kind of got jealous. He's like, you're taking my best friend away from me. I'm like, I'm sorry. But like, I had my own friendship with him, but then once I got with Shiva, I regret kind of getting distant with him, because I just wanted to respect mine and Shiva's relationship, and I didn't want to cause something between him and his wife. So I kind of like that, just kind of like, yeah, like, I don't know, it just, I got into my head and I'm like, oh, I don't want, she probably thinks I want zero, and it wasn't even like that. It was just a really wonderful friendship that I had with him.
Like, the one thing about Donald, you guys, was that he would check in on you, like if you're messaging him and stuff back and forth, and then like a couple of days go by and you haven't really messaged him, he would reach out to you, be like, hey, are you good? Or hey, what's up? Kind of thing. Like, he will get me like that. So I'm like, I'll be busy with the work, life, family stuff happening, and he'd be like, hey, you good? Or whatever, like on Facebook Messenger, and I would be like, yeah, I'm fine, just busy working and stuff, or like I'm having like my own health issues, medical issues, and my body is not doing well, kind of thing. And he'd be like, oh, I understand. And then if you guys knew Zero or knew Donald, he was a very competitive man when it came to his gaming. When it came to his gaming, he was just competitive nonstop. The only couple games that he would chill out on would be single player games like Cyberpunk, Witcher, and like basically like the other Final Fantasies and stuff. But the man nonstop played. He would do this. He would play, for example, Marvel Rivals competitive all the way up to the point where he would get mad because he's on a losing streak in competitive from Marvel Rivals, and then he'd be like, forget this game. He deletes the game, goes to Overwatch and starts doing Overwatch competitive. And he would tell me, like, he would text me, like, forget Marvel Rivals. Like, everybody sucks in there. I'm losing and all of this stuff. I deleted the game. And I'm like, okay, now what are you gonna do? He's like, I'm in Overwatch. And I'm like, well, okay, good luck on that. He's doing Overwatch competitive, and then he gets pissed off at Overwatch competitive, and he's like, forget Overwatch, and he deletes Overwatch completely, and then he goes like, I'm going to DVD. Then he's playing Double Deck. and he is like, I'm playing he's like playing Double Island. This is like the killers are sweaty, survivors suck, like all this stuff. He gets pissed off at that, and he's like, forget DVD, and then he goes back to Marvel Rivals. He re-downloads it, and he will be messaging me this throughout like it would be like a different game each week. He would like just message me like something like, forget this, I'm back to playing this. And I'm like, how many more days until you switch over to the next game? And he's like, shut up. I remember that so much. Like, he would just be super competitive. And then but when it came to Final Fantasy 14, me and Donald, that was like our game to play. That was like our chill game to play. And I'm like, even though I would constantly be the one healing him and reviving him in the game, and I remember he used to, like, every time we ran dungeons together in that game, he would die to some sort of boss mechanic in the game and be like out cold. And if I wasn't the healer, the healers would just be like, forget it. Like, the random healers would just like, forget it, and just let him like respawn and walk his ass all the way back to the room.
Remember when I first started Final Fantasy?
Oh, yes.
And he's like, when I first joined, and I think it was gonna be my first dungeon. I was nervous.
Shatasha, level 14 dungeon.
And I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, at least that's when, oh yeah, Zero joined. And I'm like, well, at least I have you and Zero. This man, he comes in, he's like, blow, blow, blow. You're gonna die a lot. And I'm like, thanks, Zero. Thanks for hyping me up and not discouraging me. He's like, I'm just letting you know. Next thing you know, he's over here dying more than I think I didn't even die, did I?
No,
I didn't.
Yeah. I was the healer, by the way. I was keeping everybody alive.
I was tanking and he was DPSing, and he was dying constantly. And then she was like, wait, how close do you have the camera towards you? And that's when we realized he wasn't.
This is him, camera, like that close.
Yes, he wasn't checking his surroundings. He's like, oh, I didn't zoom out. Yeah, I don't have it zoomed out. That's why I'm dying.
He kept getting hit by all the AoEs constantly. To the point where, like, you just fall on the floor. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, dude, you're floor tanking this shit. I can't with you on it. And he's like, shut up. That would always be his counter to me whenever I would be like, hey, you're doing this, or you're doing that, like, badly, and you'd be like, shut up. I know.
It was fun. It was funny.
And then I remember when I took him through that same dungeon years ago when we played it. He was nervous as hell. This is before you could have NPCs and run over the computers by yourself kind of thing. You had to have other people do. And so I ran it with him because he was a DPS. He was a dragon and a DPS, and that takes forever to like get a dungeon as a DPS. And so I was like, okay, I'll go in with you. I'm gonna be as a tank. I remember I'm fighting the boss. He stands right in front of me and the boss. Like, you know, you gotta hit them and turn. You gotta hit them, turn the boss around, make sure it doesn't hit everybody else. And I turned the boss around, and then Donald, for whatever reason, I don't know what he was thinking, he walked right in front of me and the boss, and I'm like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, I literally cussed him out because I was like, you're gonna get hit from this boss attack. And he's like, oh shit, my bad. And he walks off to the side, and I'm like, he did that up until the very end. Like, he was like that up until the very end when we played Final Fantasy a couple of weeks ago. He literally, I'm gonna turn the boss around. Like, for me, like I said, I'm turning the boss around, attack from the sides. He stands right in front of me again. I'm like, get to the sides. And he's like, oh shit. Like you can literally see his character like hitting, and you can see him disengage, and they walk around. Like, they didn't just hit and slide around. He was hitting, and then he just took off the lock on, and he like walked around the boss. And Kara, thank you for that little story. It was just saying he was a delight all the time though, and matching your greens. Yeah, I remember like every time he would log in and you say hi to him, he would say hi back. And here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing about Zero. When he played Final Fantasy 14, he played it originally on the PS4, and he had a chat pad to help like chat and talk in the game at the time. He never used a ESP keyboard, never at all playing Final Fantasy 14. And then when he moved over to the PS5, he no keyboard, no chat pad, anything. So every time he was talking to anybody in Final Fantasy 14, he brought up the on-screen keyboard and he was like literally typing on the screen for you guys to talk to you guys and stuff. And I don't know if he ever joined a Discord for Final Fantasy 14, but if you did, hopefully, like I wasn't really like I wasn't in those Discords if you ever joined those, but if you did, I hope he had some really good conversations with people and that. And then I do have to apologize. There will be an ad running. I kept trying to snooze it. And it's gonna run like about in a minute and a half. I'll let you guys know when that starts, and I'll just give myself a break, really, and drink some water or something. But like, if you guys played Dead by Daylight with him, you guys played Avengers with him, you guys played the other games with him, he was a part of the voice chat whenever I have it set up, and we were all just being there chatting away. You guys knew it was Zero right away because he would be screaming his ass off. It doesn't matter if it's Dead by Daylight, if it's a horror game, if it's Avengers, if it's whatever. If he gets hit, he's either gonna scream, he's either gonna be like, what? Like super loud, like just what, super loud, or he'll I don't know what he does this very rarely, but he would do like that Mario scream, you know, like when Mario gets on fire and Mario 64 he's like whoa, he runs off. He would do that too. Whenever he would like try to run and avoid damage and stuff. And it was one of those things like you just knew it was him. He would do that, like that Mario scream, and I'm like, did you just do the Mario scream? He's like, yeah, shut up, I did, or something like that. And then other times, like when we're just goofing off in the streams and stuff, and just talking between matches, he would do like the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. He's like, get to the chopper, do it now. Like he would do that, and we're just like kind of do like a weird ad-lib of it. There was a point though where he said his heart was racing when we were streaming. It's way back when. It was I had another friend, Darth William, and Zero, or Darth William, Donald, and myself. We were playing Friday the 13th, and I remember my friend Darth William, he was Jason. He was Jason, and he was chasing down us, and I got into the building. And Donald didn't make it to the building in time, and all I hear on my end, on my perspective, is Donald like pleading for his life. It's like, shut, no, look, there's proximity shine, you can actually talk to people as you, and it's like, shut, no, like screaming. And then next thing you just see Donald's body go flying through the window where I'm in, and then his mic cuts off because when you die the mic cuts off in that game. And Donald, after that, he always reflected back on that moment. It's like, my heart was racing, I was screaming, that was like the most fear I had in a game.
Yeah. I wasn't around that time, but he would always say that.
He's like, bro, my heart. And I would be laughing on that. And then if you guys in DVD, in Dead by Daylight, he always had this thing where it was always like, yeah, we're winning, we're doing, like, everything's going good in the match and stuff. And he's like, we're winning, yeah, and all this stuff. And I'm like, shit, stop that, because we're gonna lose. And then the moment like he stops saying we're winning, we end up losing the match. Everybody just gets wiped out, everything just like falls to shit. And just like, and after I'm like, see, stop doing that, because every time you do that we lose. And it doesn't matter if it's DVD, it could have been anything too. Like even Final Fantasy, he would get super confident and cocky during boss fights, and I'm like, stop doing that, because you're gonna cause a team wipe. And I remember one time we were doing a boss fight, and this is where, like, in Final Fantasy 14, there's certain boss fights where you can fall off the edge, like you can literally like walk off the edge and die in the game. And I remember the boss did like a stack mechanic, not stack mechanic, but it was targeting individual players, and Donald just kept running, and he was running behind the healer of the team, and the healer was like trying to avoid Donald, and Donald's just like running because he's thinking it's a mechanic where you have to group together, and you don't group together on that. You have to be separated, because otherwise if you're grouped together, everybody dies, kind of thing. And so Donald kept running with the healer, and the healer was like trying to get away from Donald, trying to avoid the attack. It got to the point where they got to the edge, and the healer just like, nope, it just falls off just to avoid everything. And Donald kind of like, what? It's like, what? Huh? What? And I'm like, dude, that's not a stack mechanic. That is an attack just for you. You killed the healer. And after that, that healer didn't want to heal him throughout the rest of the dungeon trial, the boss fight. And yeah, like Donald, like if you gamed with him, if you talked with him, if you hanged out with him, he was a character. He had a personality. He's very adamant in his ways too. Like,
he was fun.
Huh?
He was very fun to game with.
He was very funny to game with, and it was always an amazing time with him. Like, I'll put in perspective, guys, in the early days of me streaming gaming, I didn't really have anyone to game with, really. Like, this is before I met Palacios, met my wife, and before all that, before I started talking to you guys on stream, like Mr. Kira, Ichigo, like talking to you guys and hang out with you guys, like, it would just be me on camera talking to nobody, and then Zero would come in and he would just be there in the chat talking away with me on some random stuff. It'd be very random in his chat, very random in his chatting. And then he'll be like, okay, I'm joining you in voice chat, and he would just sit there and chat and yap away on voice chat. I do remember fond memories of me, Donald, and my cousin Bulla Louie, who sometimes shows up in the chat and stuff. Him and Bulla would always be bumping heads in the most comedic ways. Like, I remember in one conversation they were talking about baldness, and then Bulla just kept making fun of Donald's baldness, and Donald just like made fun of Bulla on something, and they're just like bumping heads on stuff.
Wait, you said Bloacious, you mean Bulla?
Bulla. I meant Bulla, not Bloacious. But like they're just bump heads and stuff, and like baldness topics and stuff like that. And then they would troll each other too when they were a game, like in Double Daylight.
Yeah, when I first came to the group, he kind of picked at me.
That's how Donald was. He would pick on you, but he didn't mean it in a bad way.
No, he didn't.
He meant it in a more comedic way.
Yeah,
to try to get some comedy started.
Yeah, we would go at it with each other.
I think the most I've ever heard Donald laugh a lot, not scream, but this is laughing a lot, it was I had a community night a long time ago. So before Horror Nights, I had community night, and on the final community night, we were playing Mario Kart 64. We were doing the Yoshi whatchamacallit? It was like the Yoshi racehorse. You know what? Is that me talking about it? I think I have it saved.
Yeah, you do.
Hold on. I uploaded it. Okay. So, what you guys are gonna see is actually the clip in question. Keep in mind, Donald is Bowser on the top right, you guys. Give me a second. I'm just getting my headphones. They kind of like got tangled up. So this was from a community night long ago. You'll hear me on, like, I'm right there on camera in the bottom corner. Of course, I'm Luigi. He picked Bowser. I don't know why he picked Bowser, but he picked Bowser. Of all things, like, sorry guys, my headphones just got all tangled up. Yes.
Oh yeah, you're tangled.
So the thing is with Donald, he talked a big game, but sometimes he couldn't back it up in the games that we played. Yeah, I remember when we played Mario Kart, he's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good at Mario Kart. I'm good at this game. Let's go. Let's do it. Like he would be like that. And then when you guys are gonna watch, this shit happens, and it's
Like he was a good gamer.
the funniest thing.
He was a good gamer, but sometimes he would get caught too cocky.
Too cocky.
And that's when he would start fumbling. But in a funny way.
You get too cocky and okay, keep on. Check this out. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll let you guys watch the entire clip. I'm gonna mute myself so you guys can check. It's because if you're holding down this elevator. I didn't see you until like the last possible second. You ran right. Oh my god. What the hell was that? I was just there and he just... Okay guys, a little bit of correction. He was not Bowser. He was actually Peach in that clip.
Oh yeah.
He was Peach. He was Peach. He picked Peach. I remember he was player 3. Yeah. But that was him falling. If you guys saw that, he's just constantly tipping off the thing. Oh my god. What the hell was that? So, he's Peach. I was just there and he just... Oh my god, bro. No. He did it twice. Hey, so Donald was Peach in those clips, you guys. Not Bowser. Not Bowser. But you see, my friend was very cocky when it came to gaming, and that humbled him a lot. I remember that. And let's see.
He broke.
One second, yes. Okay, so that was Donald, you guys. The type of games that Donald was into was actually he was into a lot of like JRPGs. So stuff like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. He loved the entire Final Fantasy game series. He loved Kingdom Hearts. And then he loved Cyberpunk as well. He loved competitive games. Overwatch was one of his main games that he enjoyed playing. He loved League of Legends. He loved Marvel Rivals. He also loved Dead by Daylight. And then he also loved playing Star Wars Battlefront with us as well. Whenever he had a chance to. He loved Star Wars too. Like any Star Wars. So like Jedi Survivor, Jedi Order, that was his kind of games too. And then I remember here's the thing about Donald, you guys. He was a hardcore PlayStation player. Like he was deeply rooted into the PlayStation ecosystem. Just to get him to play on the Switch like that, I literally had to beg him and be like, hey, I'm doing a community night. I'm playing Mario Kart. This is the final community night. It's Mario Kart 64. Can you join me? And he's like, Switch. I don't play Switch. And I'm like, your kids have a Switch. Just take the Switch and we can play. And then he started getting cocky because he was like, oh, I'm practicing Mario Kart. I'm getting good at it. I remember that. It was like the days before the stream. And he's like, I'm getting good at it. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like, I'm getting a handle of it. I'm good. I'm like, let's go. Well, he's like, let's go. And I'm like, all right. And as you saw right there, what happened to him as Peach, just constantly getting tossed about that. It was one of the funniest moments I have captured on camera with him in a game. Really, another thing about him is like he didn't like playing on Xbox. He didn't like playing on the Switch. After that moment playing on the N64 online on the Switch online, he never touched the Switch again after that. And keep in mind that was like back in 2021. So ever since then he's just like nah. He was traumatized from Mario Kart, like, and then like I was trying to like, hey, get into Pokemon or Zelda or something. He's like, nah. Like he was the type of guy that was very steadfast in what he gamed and what he liked, what he was into. Like Zero did not like playing horror games. That's something that was very apparent on my streams. I would keep asking him or talk to him about things. I'm like, hey, let's play Resident Evil or the co-op action Resident Evil and stuff. And he's like, nah, kind of thing. But he enjoyed horror movies. He loved watching horror movies with his wife. And like any horror movie you could think of, he probably watched it. He probably saw it. And he was excited for the new Resident Evil movie that's coming out in September. And I remember we kind of butted, that was like the last thing we butted heads on about Resident Evil, the Resident Evil movie. He was for the Resident Evil movie, the new one that's coming out. I'm kind of like on the fence against it kind of thing. But I think when it comes out, I'll watch it for Zero. Anyway. And then he didn't really like horror games, but I do remember there's 2 horror games he talks about. One of them was the horror game that kind of like made him afraid of horror games, and that was Fear. You guys don't know about Fear. Fear is a first-person shooter from 2008, 2009. It came out on the 360, PS3, and you play as like this commando military dude person thing, and stuff happens, and then there's like a ghost child that haunts you and does all that stuff, like a psychic ghost child thing. I've never played Fear, so I can't really say much about it, but Donald said that Fear kind of like traumatized him with ghost children and scary games. He never wanted to play a scary game out of that. And but I do remember in the early days when we first connected, like in 2019, and he was playing Final Fantasy 14. I remember that we needed more games to play. Like we were waiting for Avengers to come out, and the Avengers wouldn't be out until like the end of August, September at the time. And so it was like Final Fantasy 14, and then we need something else to play. And there was Dead by Daylight, but we didn't really get into Dead by Daylight like that then in 2019. And then I was like, oh, I have Dying Light, and he's like, oh, I have Dying Light as well. And he's like, is it scary? I'm like, my brother in Christ, you're gonna get scared. He's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, but it's co-op, I could play that with you. He's like, oh, okay, I'll play with you then. And so it was like a Sunday night. We were just bored out of our minds. We fired up Dying Light, and I remember, like, I didn't finish the game at the time. I was kind of like halfway through it, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna get you through the game, kind of thing. Guy basically carried his ass in the game. But the funny story was, this is like, if you guys don't know about Dying Light, it's like once it's nighttime in that game, the zombies are faster, they're aggressive, they chase you, they hunt you down, kind of thing, and you have to run your ass back to a safe room. And I remember when nightfall hit, I was already gone. I was already running back to base. Everything. Donald was just standing there out in the middle of the street, like, oh, what's going on now? And I'm like, you need to run. And he's like, what? And all I hear on his end is screaming like, ah, they're chasing me! Ah! Like running, and he's jumping, like he's like, I'm trying to get, ah! He's just screaming his ass off with the thing, and then he somehow he made it back to base, and I was like, okay, cool. It was like initiation by fire, I think, for him.
We never got to stream Phasmophobia with him. Remember?
Oh yeah, we were playing it, but we never streamed it.
We never streamed it, but the way that every time he would get caught by the freaking ghost, Like he would accidentally what was it, like he would find one of those toys or
The cursed objects?
the cursed objects. He's like, what is this? And I'm like, don't touch that. He would play it or whatever. He would start the hunt. And he's like, oh my god, Blow, why didn't you tell me?
And the mic cuts off.
Yeah, the mic would cut off. But the way that his character would just lay there, it would be hilarious. I wish we had those clips too, because we had fun playing Phasmophobia.
Yeah, fun playing Phasma.
That's one that
was
he
an
got
amazing
into as well, because he's like, I'll play if you guys play it.
Yeah, like when it came to horror games, he would not play horror games on his own. He needed somebody with him, and it needed to not be terrifying, like a terrifying experience, like a Silent Hill or Resident Evil, classic Resident Evil kind of thing. And like he had to have a group with him. He would always be afraid to do things. I remember that. So I remember the early days. I saw an old clip of Donald. We were playing Dead by Daylight. And the match started, and he's like, "Oh, I hear the heartbeat. It's right next to me." This is before you can see the heartbeat, like on the chest and stuff. Like you just hear it. He's like, "I hear a heartbeat and heavy breathing." That's what he said to me. I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "The killer must be close." And then like I'm walking, and I turn the camera to the left. Donald is right there next to me, and then he like crash walks, and he's walking, he's following me. I'm like, "Stop following me." He would be afraid in that game in the early days of playing Dead by Daylight.
It was scary.
Like he was playing as Fang.
It was scary in the beginning.
Huh?
It was scary in the beginning playing DVD.
You drop your flashlight. Oh, and Phasma, Kira. And like that's how Donald was. Like when you first start a horror game with him, a co-op horror game, he would be afraid of like doing anything, and you had to like kind of like hold his hand, like come on, safe kind of thing. And then eventually, after like a couple matches, a couple of games, he gets brave. He gets brave. He's like, "Oh, I got this," kind of thing. But he so totally did not got it. Those things like he would like he's like, "I got this. I'm doing it." And then next to this, you hear off camera, like you don't even see him or anything, but you just hear on the mic the screaming, the yelling, the like it's like chill, ah, chill.
I'm gonna go back to Phasmo. There was one night, I think it was just me and him playing, and Shiva was showering. And I don't know if you guys ever played it, but it's with the incense. You can if there's a hunt, you can avoid the ghost. So he's like, "All right, Blow, it's just you and me, but I don't want to go inside." I'm like, I got you, just get your incense. And he's like, all right, I'm just gonna follow you. It was just me and him, and I was new to the game. I don't remember if he was new.
He was new.
So I'm like, when the hunt begins, but you see the ghost close, throw your incense at it, okay? But you know what? I might forget it. Just be behind me, and I'll do the incense. So I remember we were trying to figure out. It took us a while to trigger a hunt, and I'm like, all right, the hunt begins. And he was like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, just be behind me, okay? So I'm over here, the brave one, and he's like, Blow, you got this. You're not gonna kill us.
Keep in mind, my wife is afraid of horror games.
Yes, I am afraid.
But she's being the brave one out too.
So imagine both of us. And he was like, Blow. Okay, you promise you're not gonna kill us. I'm like, no, I got this. Shiva showed me this part. So we had to, I'm like, as soon as you see the ghost, run to the closet. It won't get us there. And he's like, all right. So then I'm like, run. Once the ghost started coming towards us, I'm like, run to the closet. He's like, all right. So he's already in there. And I threw the incense, but I thought I made it on time. Like, I thought I got the ghost to slow down or to turn around. And I'm like, and I made it to the closet. Once I got in there, the ghost got
Zero.
and he's like, ah! He's like, blow, and the freaking mic just cuts off. It was hilarious, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I couldn't hear him, but he couldn't hear me. I'm like, I am so sorry. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And he's like, bro. He's like, I did not die for you to chicken out. He's like, you better finish that quest. But it was hilarious because it was both of us. We were scared as shit. And
I'm like the calm one that's not really afraid, and these two are just like screaming.
It was hilarious. I had fun playing Phasmo at that, like, it was what, like a year or two ago?
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I really, really wished that we streamed it so we can save the clips because it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like me and him playing it together without Shiva, the calm one. Yeah, it was something.
I remember there was one night we played Phasma, and I told Donald, okay, you need to go in by yourself because the ghost likes it when the person's alone. And he's like, he's like nervous laughter. I'm like, I'm gonna monitor the cameras so I can get some like notes and stuff. And he's like nervous laughter. I'm like, just go in there. And he goes in, and it's barely in there for like a minute. The moment the light just flickered, and there's not. The moment the light in the house just flickered, he's like, no, it doesn't. He runs out.
Yeah, me and him would run out every time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. It was funny. It was.
You
funny.
just like run. It was like,
yeah, we're gonna miss those. Like, bro, chill, bro. No.
Yeah, like you just said, bro, chill, bro. Like you'll hear that. I'll put a clip up of like the old Dead by Daylight. Like this is like from January 26, 2022. So this is like right when I started Horror Night. I believe Donald was still brand new to playing DVD in this clip, and you'll hear him kind of like play and scream his ass off and everything. And I don't know what else is in there. I only saw like the first 5 minutes, but it's a very old clip, and it's just like enjoy. It's like I think it's just me and him on this shot. You hear his voice and everything. He's actually not playing as Meg in the first match. He's playing as Jill.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
when I was playing with him the first few times of Dead by Daylight, he had Bill.
No.
Remember that time where you're in the closet or in the locker and we're over here getting freaking mollywopped by the artist and you're just watching everything? I didn't even know you were in there.
Mm-hmm. It was actually kind of funny, like everything. But I'm gonna switch the camera over. I'm gonna let that run for you guys. I'll mute myself, and I just want you guys to check that out. Enjoy this time capsule of just me, Zero, me and Donald playing, and
What is that?
The Mars Attack alien.
Oh.
Oh, I was like, what is that? That's showing up on the preview. It was like a Mars Attack alien kind of thing.
Well,
but
they'll see what I'm looking at.
Huh?
They'll see like, what the heck is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all good. But I'll mute myself. Enjoy this clip. It's about like thank you, Ichigo. Thank you. Yeah, he was a really close, good friend, and we'll miss him. We found out just the other day that his funeral is going to be on June 13th on Saturday, so it's a few weeks from now. I don't know why it's a few weeks from now or anything like that. Can't say or anything, and don't want to draw assumptions or anything like that. So we got a few weeks until then, and what I want to do, like I still want to stream. Like I want to stream, get back into the streaming habit. But my next couple of streams are gonna be streams dedicated to Donald in a way. So I'll be playing the games that he will play. So a Dead by Daylight stream, a Final Fantasy stream, maybe some Avengers, Marvel Rivals, maybe I'll even try Overwatch. I mean, these will be my streams going forward for the next 4 weeks, and then after the funeral, after a couple days have gone by, then I'll be back with my own streams, my own things. And speaking of Final Fantasy, like I've kind of been going back and forth on Final Fantasy, talking about it and stuff like that. Thank you to Kira for helping support on this part. We created a memorial for Donald in Final Fantasy 14, and it's inside the Free Company house, it's inside the guild house. I'll show that to you guys all. Like, for those of you guys who don't play Final Fantasy 14, I'll show that to you in my Final Fantasy 14 stream. It's like a little shrine memorial for Donald and his character in the game, and it's a way that anyone who met him in the game, you guys are more welcome to visit that. And there's a guest book. You guys can leave a note down talking about him in there. And it's a place that me and my wife, we kind of like we sit and we hang out in every so often when we were playing the games these past couple of days. Kira, thank you so much for helping support on that and giving the support. Me, Kira, we're planning to keep that up indefinitely going forward until the game servers shut down or Square Enix is like no more Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
And before that ever happens, I'll take screenshots, pictures, videos of the room and stuff. It's just it showcases his favorite locations in the game, and also like all his character classes that he was, and just a place you can just sit and reflect and think about him. And it was one of those things that was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it was therapeutic making that, and I could release to build out for him and stuff, because it was actually kind of funny. The day he passed away, when I woke up, I didn't know he passed away just that moment. It took a while. I was actually thinking about messaging him in that morning, like just in the first couple of seconds of waking up, like, hey, well, I'll play Final Fantasy 14. But unfortunately that never came to be. And my wife told me the bad news like shortly after that. And it's actually kind of weird. He never finished the story in Final Fantasy 14. Like, he got up to the latest boss fight, and then he was grinding to get to that boss fight and finish it, but he never finished it. So now the goal is, in a way, to get my wife to where Zero was, where Donald was, and beyond, and just continue playing the game in his memory and getting all those adventures until one day in the future, when I do meet him again, I can tell him everything else that happened. Thing. And then like there's a lot that Zero left that he wanted to do, really. Like, I know when you pass away, it's your time in a way. Like, that's when they're calling you to come back, kind of thing. And for Zero, he had so many things that he's looking forward to, though. Like in terms of like video games, he wanted to play Final Fantasy 14 Evercold, the new expansion. He was looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out. He was also looking forward to the new Halloween game that is going to come out in September, the Michael Myers one. And then he was like, there's a couple other games but my brain is not focused up. Kingdom Hearts 4 and like whatever the next Final Fantasy is going to be, Final Fantasy 17, and also like the third part of the Final Fantasy 7 remake series. He was really looking forward to that. But then there's other things that he was also looking forward to. He's looking forward to seeing his kid, his 5-year-old son Kai, grow up and be able to spend more time with him, and also spend time with his twins, his teenage twin sons, and just spend more time with his wife and his family as well as he was getting older. And unfortunately that won't come to be, but we're gonna live on with his memory and keep it alive. And when we do meet him again, we'll tell him all the stories and stuff, and just keep the stories going and stuff. Like, Donald had an amazing life. Like from like I met him in 2018, not 2008, 2009. And that's when I met him. But then we didn't really talk as much until 2019 when he hit me up to talk about Final Fantasy. And then it led from one thing to another. And I am actually forever grateful for him getting my wife to take that leap of faith together.
Yeah.
Like without Donald, we wouldn't be here. Like me and Blasius, we wouldn't be together. So I thank him for that. And then it's one of those things where like you kind of look at it and you're like, he lived a life, and unfortunately he's not here anymore. So we gotta live that life now and tell him the stories when we see him again. And but that's thank you, Kira. If you guys got stories of Zero, of Donald, feel free to drop it down in the comments and stuff. It's more than appreciated. And then in a couple of moments I'm gonna play a Horror Night clip. Like it was the thing that got me and Donald together, because every time we do a Horror Night, we were done with it. The next day we were like, what should we do for the next stream? Kind of thing. It was kind of like a production we had going on in terms of our stream. But this is the early days. This is where we didn't really know what was going to happen to the stream, what we're going to do, how we're going to play DVD. You're gonna hear Donald scream a lot playing this, panic, like he's not like used to all the mechanics and everything. He doesn't know what's gonna happen. He's just gonna be panicking a lot in the stream, and I don't even know what's gonna happen in this clip. It's about an hour long, so I'm just gonna play it, let you guys sit down, watch it. I'll mute myself, enjoy this moment with Donald, like this little time capsule of this little like look into a moment in time with him. But okay, yes. Enjoy. Okay. Oh, we're next to each other. Oh no, I'm next to the Fang. You're not Fang. Okay, I started next to with the Fang player. Like, what I like.
Bro,
Who's it?
shit.
Who's it?
I can't tell you. What the
Ooh.
hell is that? What is that?
That means we are spotted. You have to wait. See that red bar on the right side? You gotta wait until that thing disappears, because we are exposed.
That means it's Ghostface.
He can see us.
You see who it is?
Yeah, he's on the other side of where I start off.
He's coming for me.
Okay, it's on that side. Remember where Nemesis was chasing you that last week?
Hold
It's
on,
over
where
there.
Yeah. No fucking way. Brian. Oh my god, he's on
It begins, you guys. It begins.
Yo, chill, bro, chill. Oh my god, he broke through that.
It begins, you guys. It begins.
Chill, bro. I got you. What? No!
I hear him.
Oh my god, bro. He was
damn.
right behind me the whole
I'm
time.
right next to you. I'm right next to you. I'm right next to you.
No, but dude, I put the fucking pallet down. He broke.
Oh, he jumped over it or something?
Hey, what are you doing? The new wiggle is so stupid.
Who?
The new wiggle. It's harder.
It's hard?
Yeah.
Is he next to you?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna get you. Oh. Alright.
What?
Go, there's a healing circle over there.
Where?
Back where I fixed the generator. Go that way.
Alright.
Just try to get a hiding spot and then heal. Self heal, basically.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, so for everybody who's watching for free on stream, the commercial's gonna be going off. Oh no, it's Bubba, it's Leatherface.
Yeah. I thought it was. I meant to tell you that.
Nah, he's a Ghostface.
I thought it was Ghostface. My bad.
So okay, so for everyone who's tuning in and watching,
No fucking way.
for free, there's gonna be an ad. For everyone who's subbed,
Oh my god.
Stay with me,
No,
guys.
Jill. Oh, what? No. Bro, this. Bro, no way, bro.
it's Bubba, dude.
Forgive me.
Somebody's there?
Not yet.
Is Bubba next to you?
No.
Okay, I'm coming. Oh, somebody got you. Go.
No fucking way.
You're the exception as well, so that means if he kills it, he's gonna get way more powerful.
I'm the assassin?
Yeah. You see the bone icon?
Yeah.
Like just avoid him. Don't be a hero. Just try to get those gens going.
Alright. If I don't make it, I see you in the afterlife.
This is true. Okay, I need to know if he's next to that person or not. Damn it.
No fucking way, bro.
He's on it?
Yeah, he immediately knew where he was. No way. No way, I'm dead.
Damn.
Oh my
F for
God.
respects, you guys. Oh, he dropped you.
Oh, you didn't? I'm dead.
Ah, damn it.
Whoa.
So the thing is with Bubba, from what I can tell, if this is like a Bubba with the perk that I think it is, he knows when the generators are fixed once they're at 70%.
Press F in the chat for zero.
I also have a rip emoji as well if you guys want to use it. It's right there.
Dude, he got me in like the first 5 minutes. That's where I failed at.
What perks does he have? If you can see it.
I didn't pay attention. I'll start paying attention to that.
Where is he? Damn it. He's like right behind that rock, but I'm not going that way. I'm going on the other side. I hear him, but I don't know where he's at. Hey guys, so Zero had a tendency to let me just switch the camera back. So Zero had a tendency every time we would play DVD or do something like that, you would notice this, like we would chat, we would voice chat, but then he would like mute his mic inadvertently or something like that, and then he would be talking on his end, right? He would be talking on his end, and then I'll be like, "Are you saying anything? I can't hear you." Whatever. And then he's like, "Oh shit, my bad. I muted myself." I'm pretty sure he did it in this part too. I'm just fast forwarding so we go to like a different match of the same night. Okay. Like Zero was like that. Like he would scream in DVD. If you guys saw, he kind of like he said Ghostface and it's Leatherface. I'm like, what? Kind of thing. And he would do that from time to time when we were game. He would say one thing, and then he'd be like, "Oh wait, my bad." so, was that?
You would look.
No, okay. I know. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera over again, and then it's gonna show the next match that's in this video. I don't know what's gonna happen in this, so we'll just go with it like that.
I think I see the killer too.
Oh no, it's Pinhead. GG everyone, GG.
Oh my god! No! I'm scared! No! I'm telling you! No! Oh my god! Pinhead, chill, bro. No!
He wants your flush. He wants your flush.
Bro, the run button don't work for me. Oh my god!
Somebody needs to get the box. He wants your flush. Yeah, guys, we're not gonna make this. It's.
Bro, chill.
Do you take him far away from where he started? Is that your wife laughing over there?
No, Mark. Wait. Where, in the chat? Mark, no!
No!
Oh, God!
Oh my god! You brought him towards me. He's going after whoever has the box, I think. Is that your wife laughing? I can hear it.
No, nobody's in the background.
I know he's the...
Bro, we lost.
That's right. Just show.
The only person here is Kai. Huh? Oh. He said...
Somebody get you?
He said no, nobody's getting it. He says because you're not subscribed.
Hey, go.
Alright. No, bro, just move. Oh, come on. God damn.
Like, I am legit not getting the laminate configuration because that thing never works for me.
No fucking way, bro.
He's on me?
I thought he was.
Oh, damn, he's on me. He's on me!
Yes, yes.
You bombed me, didn't you?
No, I did not this time, sir. Give me the turret, Italy, and let me get this generator, bro.
What? He got me over the thing.
Oh man. Oh no, he's coming towards me. Oh hell no.
He's taking me to the hell. I broke free. Ah, suck it.
We have not gotten a generator yet. That's crazy.
Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, I broke free from Pinhead.
Fucking mother effer.
He took forever.
There we go.
Tenacity right there, yes. Or actually, audacity.
How much XP you got for that?
I have no idea. I forgot to check. I was in the moment, you guys, and I broke free.
No fucking way! No fucking way! Ah! Got you, bitch! My bomb! He has a thing on the fucking generators. The generators. Watch out.
I saw it.
No, he actually can like tell.
You can tell who's ever done with the generators.
Yeah.
Ah, he has Bubba's skill.
What is that?
It's basically once the generator's up to 70% or more, he'll know. It's a very overpowered perk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ran into a sweaty killer.
You got Fluffy. Go to the basement. The basement of the
Don't you want us to get his generator first?
I was working on that generator before he attacked me. Shit. He's on somebody. I don't know who.
Yes. Get out of here.
Heal yourself, man. Heal it. Oh wait, no, you're dead.
I'm good. Where are you?
There, that was me.
All we need is one more. Can we win this?
Yeah, I'm in the basement. We just need to get one more, guys. One more.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we win this?
Don't jinx us, Zero. Don't jinx us.
Dude, I'm in this shack, whatever.
Is that a generator?
Yeah.
Get it.
Help?
LS is at 70%. So for everyone tuning in right now, if you're watching for free, ads are going to start in 5 minutes. Stick around, help support the channel. If you guys are subbed or mod or whatever, you guys don't need to worry. You guys get to watch ad free.
Kai, wait a minute. No, Kai, no. Wait a minute. Alright, go play. Like, as soon as I'm doing the generator, Kai's like, I'm about to lift you up, Dad.
He wants you to get that L.
Yo, come help me. I need help.
Yeah. I'm on my way. I'm just trying to not anger the demon, you know? I don't want to give him my flesh. I have a Vino lotion on my skin.
Hell?
Yeah, get it because it's been a... Okay.
Oh,
We need to be fast. Quick.
That's why I told you to hurry up.
Oh, he's on somebody. There we go. Get that door open. What? There's only one door?
Really?
Yep, it's by the temple. Actually, no, wait. There's 2 doors. Okay, never mind, never mind. Get that door open. Get that door open. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. No, Lisa. Come, Lisa, come.
Oh, wait.
We can just wait. Ah!
Bro, do you know how quick?
Oh, he just knocks us out. So as you can see, that is Zero. Whenever we win, we do things. He would have that laugh too, like. Yeah, that was something I forgot to talk about. Like he had that distinct laugh where you know it's him. Yeah, like, and
He had different laughs.
different laughs.
Yeah.
It's like
That one was one, and then when you got captured, the way that he just laughed out loud, that was.
I remember after watching that clip, you guys, how Zero used to play DVD way back when. You get chased by the killer, he would run the killer to you if you're working on the gen or something.
But he didn't know though.
I know. It would always be a running gag between the two of us. I'm like, did you just run towards me? And then he's like, yeah. But that was Zero, and I think I'm gonna end it with the clips on that part. But there's that win of just him escaping, and then I'll miss him. I'll miss him, I guess. Like, it's gonna be weird going forward next couple of weeks and stuff, and going into the funeral as well on the 13th, and I don't know. I have a feeling like he's watching us. He's watching the stream. He's with us right now in spirit, just laughing, enjoying, and be like, bro, just to our stories of him and stuff. This was much needed, you guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this was much needed just to talk about him, air out my thoughts on him and our thoughts.
Yeah.
Really, and just. It's not a goodbye. Like, this is more like a see you later kind of thing. Like that's something that me and Donald had. Really, it was actually really funny. We would talk and everything, but we won't say goodnight or bye or anything like that at the end of the night. We just be like, all right, I'll catch you the next day, or talk to you the next day, or whatever. I'll hit you up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, we never said goodbye, and I'm holding on to that as well. If not saying goodbye, this is more or less for Donald and me, like a see you later. Like, I will see him again, and we'll catch up on all the stories we've had and all the new stories too. And I'll probably fill him in on like what we've been up to from now until we see him. And then, like, this is the other stories and stuff. And Ichigo, I'm glad you're still here with us, Ichigo, and for everything else. And
Yeah, Ichigo and him would have gotten along.
yeah, you guys would have gone along really well, especially in DVD. Donald would have kept you alive in DVD so much. Ichigo, he'd be like, no, we gotta go back for Ichigo.
Yeah.
That was something in the early days in DVD. If you're stuck on the hook, Donald won't go back for you. I remember that.
It was only, yeah, he would, but he wouldn't go back for the randoms. And he's like, blow, come on, blow, don't go back for them. And he's like, all right, you're on your own. And he would leave. And I'm like, no, Zero, I gotta go back. He's like, nope, I am not risking it.
He's not risking for the biscuit. He's like,
yeah.
And then, but I remember like I wasn't there to see him actually game in person and stuff. But I remember how he would describe his setup. He would game in the living room. You guys probably heard it in the stream, like he had his family with him. He would game in the living room on a big screen TV, similar to like the size of this TV, but that's behind me. And he would sit. He wasn't sitting in the gaming chair or anything. He would sit like on one of those rocker gaming chairs that are like close to the floor. He would sit on one of those, and then he would have his chips. He would have his crystal light. He would have his fan next to him, and he would game from the moment he got home from work, so like around 4 or something. until unless he had to like make dinner or watch some shows or something like that, he would game from the moment he got home to to like around 10:30, and we would know
Yeah.
if he's dozing off, like if he's falling asleep while gaming with him. There'd be times where, like, live on the air on stream, he would be like, we would be talking to him, and all you hear would be like you hear the snoring sounds, and you're like, Donald, are you asleep? And then you'd be like, no. And I'm like, we just heard you snore. He's like, oh, what? Oh, well. Other times he wouldn't like snore or anything, but you would see his character like walking, and then like they're running, and then they're kind of like going into the wall, sliding into the wall, and keep going and stuff. Or his character would just like stand there and get beat up, and you're just like, "Did you fall asleep?" And he's like, "What? No." And then moments later he would admit, like, "Oh yeah, I fell asleep for like 5 minutes." Like I dozed off. I'm like, "What?" And then I'll be like, okay, you should go to sleep. I'll talk to you later next day, and we could game some more the other day. There was a time he was playing Final Fantasy 14, and he fell asleep during the cutscene, and he accidentally like pressed the button AX to skip like to move the chat forward to the point where like he fell asleep. And he skipped the entire cutscene. This was like a huge cutscene of something happening major in the story. And then he woke up the next day. He's like, "Bro, I fell asleep through the cutscene. I don't remember anything." Like, what happened? And I'm like, "You could go back and rewatch the cutscene." He's like, "What? You could rewatch cutscenes?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I showed him where. He's like, "Bro, if I knew this was here, I wouldn't have to worry." I'm like, there you go, kind of thing. And then but Ichigo, yeah, you and Donald will get along so well in gaming. He would definitely go back for you and get off the hook and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
But if you were a random, he would be like, hell no, they could die on the hook.
he's like that with every random in every game we play. Final Fantasy, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, DVD, whatever game it was, and there's a random player in it, he would treat the random player like they're like an NPC or something. He'd say, "No, forget them. We're going." Thing. And he was like, it was so funny when we played Final Fantasy. I remember he would always compare himself to the other DPS in like the boss fights. He's like, "Yeah, I'm doing all this damage." And I'm like, "That samurai is doing more damage than me." He's like, "Shut up." This stuff. He's like, "What? Huh?" And then, like, yeah, like you saw in this clips of him, he always had a bad habit of running to the killer first in DVD.
He did.
He did. Like within the opening moments of the match, he would come across the killer first in DVD, and that's when the screaming starts. Like, it would never be quiet in the beginning. It would just be screaming like after like 30 seconds of the match starting. He's like, what, shut, screaming, yelling, and all that stuff as you saw. And it's something I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that. Like, don't get me wrong, my wife here, Delicious, when we play DVD, she ends up screaming and stuff, but she screams.
Me and him were the screamers of the group. Yeah.
But it's like Donald, he would scream for whatever reason, for anything. Really, a little heartbeat goes off or something like that. It'd be like that. And I do remember, like, I remember in one of the streams, his wife was actually sitting with him as he was playing DVD, and like she was laughing in the background when he would scream. But there would be times where he would scream actually very loud and stuff, and his wife would like look at him and be like, "Be quiet, the kids are asleep." Or like they're falling asleep or whatever. And then he would be like on the mic, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I have to like be quiet, like I can't scream."
It was so hard for him though.
It was hard. And then like 10 minutes later he would start screaming again. Totally forgetting everything that like he had to be quiet. And then but yeah, that's Zero. Yes, that's Donald. Like, it's been a while, weird couple of days since he passed away on Wednesday. Going through all the emotions, going through all the feelings, lost like Like I described earlier in the stream, like he was one of the guys like if I'm talking to my wife, texting her stuff, it was almost like the same thing with Donald. Like I would text him constantly. We would share memes. We would hit up each other, see what's going on and stuff. I used to have a sound alert if Logan getting chased by Huntress.
Yeah, it was that was in the beginning of my days of DVD.
No, she's confident.
I was so scared of her. I'm like, bitch.
It's actually kind of wild. Like when you see Placius and you see Donald when they were playing DVD these days, they got more confident in their gaming.
Yeah.
Like even though Donald will still scream a lot, he got confident enough to where like I could be working on gens getting those ready out of the way, and he would be looping the killers around the entire map and stuff. He would still be screaming. He'd still be like, "Shut up!" But he'll give the killers a fight. He'd be looping them around. You too. You do the same thing.
Yeah. Not in the beginning days.
Not in the beginnings. Not in the early days. So that's just look like Bill in real life.
Vito.
Vito.
I mean, it is true. We look like Bill.
Oh, he look like Bill? I look like Bill, apparently. But no, you guys, like, I'm gonna miss Zero going forward. Like, you're probably, like, I feel his presence here and there. Stuff, like, what was it, a couple nights ago, it just felt like his presence around us, kind of thing. Especially, like, when we were just playing Final Fantasy 14. But
the night that you heard, like, a scream.
Oh, yes.
And I was sleeping in the room over here.
Mm-hmm.
I heard his voice. So I'm like...
Yeah, like a couple nights ago we did hear like a scream and stuff.
No, I heard his voice, but you heard his scream.
I heard the
scream or something.
And I literally got up and I walked over to Blacious. I was like, "Are you okay?" Like I thought something happened. And like I had to ask my parents too, like, "Did something happen or anything?" They're like, "No." I'm like, what? Like I was confused. Like I was legit confused.
Yeah, I really think it was him that stopped by and did the last
little voice.
Because I heard him say, bro. And I'm like, I just woke up. I'm like, all right, Zero, don't scare me. I'm going to go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Like, we'll miss him, you guys. We'll definitely miss him. We'll keep his memory alive. And, like, my streams going forward, like, I'll be streaming, but for the next couple of weeks, I'll be streaming the games that I would play with him. We would play together and stuff like that. We'll do some DVD, we'll do some Final Fantasy 14, and I'll show you guys the memorial that we created for him in Final Fantasy 14 when I do stream in Final Fantasy 14. And then we'll spend some time there and stuff and everything. And yeah, it's weird. It's weird when you lose a friend, you guys. Like, you can't really describe all the words, all the feelings when you lose somebody that you spent like 7 years just talking to you nonstop every day kind of thing and all that. Like, the reason why I did the stream is just to express the emotions, the feelings, like the joy, the sadness, the life of Donald and stuff, and to you guys and tell you more about him. Like, he's not known as Zero anymore. His name is Donald. And going forward, I'll be saying his name like that. And my wife is used to calling him Zero because that's how she met him. Zero was like the way she knew him. Like I knew him as Donald, and I remember every time we would stream, I would say Zero and everything, but he would always like mess up. Like we like to talk in our superhero names when we're on stream, like Zero, Shiva, Blow. But there'd be times like you guys probably saw in the videos where he would panic and scream. He would totally forget to call me Shiva. He would call me by my real name on the air. I'm like, we're using our government names now. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm sorry. But going forward, whenever I say Donald, I'm talking about Zero. I'm talking about him. and there's a lot of memories built in the games that I played with him and stuff. Like, we unfortunately didn't get to hang out in person as often as we wanted to, but there are two times that I am thankful for having him over. One was on my 21st birthday party. He was here. He showed up. Like, I actually did not invite him to the 21st birthday party because I wasn't close to him at the time. Like, I wasn't close to him at the time or anything like that. But he came by with the friend from SFC that I told you guys about. And he came in and he had an amazing time partying. He enjoyed the food. He enjoyed the vibes and everything. We were laughter.
Your dad said he was the one that was dressed like Spider-Man, right?
He had a Spider-Man shirt.
Oh, Spider-Man shirt, yeah.
And stuff. And I remember I may have a picture of him from way back when, from that party. Like, I was like sitting at the table and he was sitting at the table as well, and I was just taking pictures of everybody who was there. And I kind of like, I may have a picture of him, may not, I don't know. I need to check that out. 21st birthday party, that was 2009 for me. So I'm old, you know. Yeah, I'm old. And then the other time was when I had my apartment. I was at my apartment, and I've been wanting him to come over and just hang out for a day at the apartment, because he was at the time he was stressed out. Like, he had his kid, his toddler. He was busy with the work and stuff. He just needed to escape. And the thing was that his PS4 wasn't working well. Like, he wasn't taking discs, and he had like Red Dead Redemption or something still inside the PS4. But it was stuck in there, and like, I knew how to take it out. Took out the disc, and then he's like, yeah, it doesn't read disc or anything like that. And I'm like, let me see, let me look at it. So he normally had his PS4 vertical upright, and it wouldn't read the disc. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. And I tried checking out the disc drive and all that stuff. And then I'm like, wait. And I just turned the PS4 sideways, horizontal. I put the disc in, and it started reading his disc and everything. And he literally did the same thing he would do on the stream. He was like, what? To me, I'm like, hey, well, your PS4 works, just keep it horizontal. And his PS4 did work horizontally until he got his PS5 and stuff, like a year or so later. And
it was a few days. He went over a few days before I arrived.
Yeah, and like, he hung out at the apartment, and we were just chilling for that day. And like, he had to leave a little bit early because of his kids and stuff. So I was like, okay, it's all good, thing. And then after that, like, we did get busy. Like, we got married. Donald was raising his kids, his work. He was just busy. They were moving to different like a different home and stuff. And so we kind of like, we didn't have a chance to actually hang out in person after that. That was about 2023-ish, like November 2023. The one thing I do remember Donald and the way he dressed, he never wore jeans. He will always wear cargo shorts. He always wear shorts, cargo shorts, a tank top, and like a loose shirt, and he was just like, that's his style. And I'm like, wait, you don't wear jeans at work or anything? And it's like, nah, I just wear this.
He was always hot.
Because it's hot. That would be his line. Like, where we live, it's like, say it's like 80 degrees, right? Where he lived, he's closer to the water, closer to the bay, where it's like about a 10-20 degree difference, and it's cooler. But for him, he would be like, oh, it's hot, even though like it's not 80 degrees over there, it's like 60 over there for him. And he's got his fan on. I'm like, dude, it's colder where you live than it is over here.
I'm gonna walk away.
And so he V-Day. Like, he would always say it's hot or something like that. So he always wore shorts. He always wore loose shirts, even when he worked and stuff. Denim was double and stuff like that. So that's something I remember him by, like the way he dressed too. And then unfortunately, though, after 2023, we didn't really hang out as much because life gets so busy. All that, and we always wanted to hang out again, but it's just one thing or another, health issues, getting sick, whatever, COVID, whatever, all that happened and stuff. And so yeah, and then yeah, like it's weird, yes. It's weird losing a friend. Like if you guys lost friends, family members, it's kind of weird, that void that happens after the person passes away, and you're just trying to figure out, okay, how to move forward, how to live life, how to do things. So it took me a while just to do this stream too. Like I had to like sit in front of the camera, leave everything on, and be like, am I ready? Am I ready to be on camera? And turns out that I was ready on camera, and this is like a release of emotion and thoughts and all that stuff. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Really, like I just wanted to stream for like 2 hours. Really, I'm gonna end the stream here. I do appreciate everybody who's here, who came in to pay your thoughts and respects and hearts to Zero, to Donald, and for your comments as well and everything. I'm probably gonna be back to streaming in a couple of days, and I'll show you guys the memorial that we have for him. Like if I do a Final Fantasy stream or do Marvel Rivals, do something, I'll stream something that Zero was into, really, and I'll be doing that up until his funeral on June 13th. And then after that, once some time has passed, I'll do like what I was intending to do and stuff. But I'll still keep his memory alive. I'll still talk about him often, and yeah, it's a weird feeling, guys. It's a weird feeling losing a friend that you talk to every day, that you kind of open up to, and you kind of like went on these adventures with in a virtual sense and stuff. And it's just, it's weird. It's a weird thing, and I'm still adjusting to that as best as I can. So I do appreciate everyone who's here, who came into the stream to watch and to pay their respects and stuff like that. Seriously. Oh, hi, sorry. Thank you. Thank you for coming in, and I hope you're able to get some stories from Zero. Yeah, it's weird losing somebody you're close to. Really, like I'm still processing it, still trying to figure that out. Like, what's the next steps? Like, I do know that, like, I'm definitely going to be getting those games that Donald wanted to play, like Kingdom Hearts, the next Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 7 Part 3, the Halloween game, Final Fantasy 14, Evercold, the expansion. Like, I want to play those games, stream them, and like kind of like be like, hey, I'm playing this for us, dude. Like, I hope you're watching somehow, kind of thing for him. Like wherever he's at up there, I hope he's able to watch these streams, these videos and stuff, and be like, oh, so that's how the story goes and stuff, and things like that. And then the same thing for like the movies. Like he's like super into like the Marvel comic, the MCU, the DC Comics movies and stuff, and we would talk about this often. So it's gonna be weird watching Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars and not going to him to talk to him about it and stuff. So but I hope he watches it, and then once I'm finally up there within one day in the future, that I could be like, hey, remember that one time in Avengers Doomsday kind of thing? And it was just talk and stuff. But yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. Like I'm coming to accept his passing, but I'm trying to figure out what's next. What is that void feeling inside where you can't talk to the person anymore? And so hopefully that heals and everything and all that. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm sorry if I'm talking, expressing myself, and just airing out my heart. Really, it is a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling, but with that said, I'll leave the stream there for tonight. And I do appreciate you guys being here. Next couple of streams are going to be dedicated to Zero, and I'm just going to be playing the games that he's into for that. I'm not gonna give shoutouts. Well, if my wife wants to give people shoutouts, more welcome to. But episode 3, thank you for coming in. It's been a while since I last seen you in the chat. Vito, thank you for staying with us. Ichigo, thank you as well. Kira, thank you so much for dropping by. Mystic Knight or Mystic Gamer, thank you as well for being in here. And Voices, thank you as well. And for everyone else who's been here in the chat, but you're just lurking, I appreciate you as well. For tuning in and watching this, remembering Sir, remembering Donald, really. He probably is. He's probably going on some grand adventure. He's probably, honestly, in my opinion, the way I see Donald up in heaven up there right now, yeah, he's talking to God and all that and everything, but he's also going on like some Final Fantasy adventure up there, and he's like reliving the grand adventures, and he's probably having his own Final Fantasy up there. And that's like a nice thought I have in my head. Like he's like playing as his dragon, and he's like he's actually his dragon. He's up there in heaven, and he's on like on some grand cosmic Final Fantasy adventure or something like that. I don't know, but I would like to believe that he's having a really amazing time up there. Yeah, he's probably hanging out with like Stanley and a bunch of others up there. Yeah, it's a ball of feeling. Yes, like it's just really weird because I still have his messages on Facebook Messenger and Instagram and stuff. I looked at it, but then after I heard that he passed away, I went back and I left those messages unread. So this way, those messages will always stay at the very top of like my message inbox, and they will never go away. And yeah, so with that said, I will end the stream there. I do appreciate everyone being here and sharing stories, talking about him, and all that. And I'm not gonna raid. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I'm just gonna end the stream. So I thank you guys all for being here tonight. I appreciate you all. Love you all too. And also, be sure to reach out to your close friends. Like reach out to your close friends. And just let them know how much you care about them. Really. And just don't let that conversation end. Don't say goodbye. Just keep that conversation open. Keep it as a see you later kind of thing going. And yeah, so that's it for me tonight, you guys. Okay, guys? I'll see you guys in the next stream. Until then, take care. Peace out. Later.